Good evening. This is Mornings with Michael Evening Edition. Our word of the day is adumbrate. Adumbrate is our word of the day. Report or represent in an outline, foreshadow, or symbolize. So that is our word of the day. And now we're going to go over here. This is our heat map for today. Some of the companies that were hot were Meta, Google, Amazon, Broadcom, and then a few in the basic materials. So that is the story with that one. And now we are going to pause for 1 second. I'm going to bring up our crypto. Well, we're back. This is the Bitcoin chart. It has been kind of all over today. Up here, down, it's just kind of rolling down. It's been rolling between 117 and 118. I'm going to try to bring up Ethereum here. Here's Ethereum. And Ethereum is moving on up. It has been kind of rolling down for a while, and now it is taking off. Somebody, Tom Lee, I believe, from Fundstrat, believes it's going to 15,000 in 2026. And here's kind of a look at the other cryptos. So that is the story with that one. Now we're going to go over to some of our charts. So this is one of companies that looks like it's going to start taking off. Again, AirTech Systems. So it crossed the 200-day moving average right over here and then pulled back again. So I think this right here would have been time to buy. And it's taken off. Had a big pullback right over here, gap down. Then it filled the gap the very next day. And now it is taking off again. It was up 9.16% today. We're going to take a look right now where the big money is flowing. You can see that the volume was pretty good, came above the average volume indicator right here. The UK Quantum tried to break out here and then sold off. ALAB, Astera Labs, was IPO a little over a year ago, and it is taken off. Up 19.35% today. That is amazing. And Block, which changed its ticker to XYZ, gapped up 7.22%. Look at that massive volume. That is quite a blue tower. Century Aluminum, breaking out right here. You can see these blue towers here. That is institutional sponsorship. It's up 9.25%. Eldorado Gold is working on a base. Flat base over here. Got some pretty good volume today. Bounced up. Couldn't maintain it, but something you may want to put on your watch list. Galaxy Digital really takes off and then pulled way back. I believe Iran did the same thing. Yep, did the same thing. Got all these institutional ants here, took off here, and gave it all back. Not all of it, but 90% of it back. Mr. Cooper in the mortgage origination really bounced up. Took off 6.9% today. And then we got a little bit of a semiconductor action here. Navitas took off, pulled back, and I believe Tower Semiconductor was the other one. Here's Riot Platforms in the crypto space, did the same thing as those other issues did. And here is Tower Semiconductor. It's trying to power out of the base. And this rockets right up into the pivot zone. So let's go take a look at our indexes, see what they did today. NASDAQ to the very top edge of the pivot zone. The equal weight tried to move up and then pulled right back. The S&P 500 did about the same. The equal weight in the S&P is selling off. It would be nice to have a little bit of a pause here, catch up, let all of these moving averages catch up to the price. IWM is pulling back with a huge cup with handle. So that is all we have there. So we're just going to skip the news. I'm going to take a quick look on my little handset, see if there was anything that really jumped out today. I'm going to pause a recording here again for a second. So Cleveland Cliffs was in the news. They missed their revenue targets, but they were still cheered on. It was an earnings surprise of over 30%. So I guess that's why they jumped above their 200-day. This is something you may want to keep an eye out. It gapped up and then got close to its high. Etsy was the other one in the news. Got to upgrade. It's been working on this move up from the bottom here, and it may form a handle here and it may not. So this is something that you may want to keep an eye on. And the other, you see, Deere in industrials was mentioned positively, but it did not help its stock today. And the other one was Pinterest. We're going to take a look at Pinterest gaps up, was upgraded to overweight from underweight, and they raised the price target to $45. So that is a story there. We're not going to look at the indexes so much. We're just going to look at some of our favorites. This is financials, kind of hanging around the pivot zone here. Same with KBWB, ITA. It's got a slight pullback. Utilities. Look at utilities really moved into the pivot zone here. So that's an area you could go take and look under the covers. Take a look at PAVE. PAVE is hanging out right near their pivot zone. Road was the one last week. Did pull back a little bit, pulled back to his 50-day and then bounced. SMH is holding pretty steady. Metals and mining really pops up, gets into the profit-taking zone. And finally, uranium is pulling back a little bit today. So what have we been doing? NVIDIA, one of them that we've been looking at and holding. Palantir. Got into the profit zone, got a couple of days of pullback here. We'll just see it's off about a little over 1%. MicroStrategy tried to pop earlier and then fell down with the Bitcoin pulling back. Meta had a good day today, up 1.23%. So they got pulled back near the 50-day moving average bounce. And we've got a continuation of that bounce going on right now. Take a look at the volume. The volume was a little lackluster here. It was better on Friday. Google got a really nice breakout here. It was trending into the pivot zone. And we got a gap up here. And we got another gap up here, and it's on its high. Looks like everything except the 50-day has turned in its favor. So we need the 50-day to get above the 200 for it to be in the power trend. Just going to look at all the big cap tech right here. Got a bounce with Microsoft. First it pulled back to the 10-day and then got a bounce, but it really didn't move anywhere today. Amazon got a nice move today, up 1.4%, moving out of the pivot zone. Tesla, it's got a little bit of a pullback here. Broadcom continues its move up. AMD, not much movement there. Taiwan Semiconductors pulling back a little bit in the profit zone. Some people taking their profits. Netflix getting back to the 50-day moving average. In quantum computing, this was a big ouch for our portfolio today, down 6%. Was up 30% over here. So it's pulling back a little bit. Some people taking their profits. Toast keeps moving on up about 1.7%. And that will kind of wrap up the technical part of our show. And now we're going to go take a look at Humorous financial quote of the day. Too many people spend money they earned to buy things they don't want, to impress people that they don't like. This is from Will Rogers. And with that, that's the end of our show for today. Hope you come back here tomorrow. Hope everybody goes out there and does a helping hand, help those in need. And thanks for showing up.